trying to get through that red light, and now under the 105 here southbound, and he's going to pop out, and we'll see if the units can get around. Up right there. Good job, guys. They're right on him.
They couldn't shake him.
Right. No. And you see, I don't know what he's listening to his phone, so he could very well be listening to a social media feed that's broadcasting it. Actually, he's talking to somebody. So somebody may be watching TV and giving him indication of what's going on. So hopefully if they're watching Fox, they just say, pull over, you're not going to get away, dude. You're going to end up hurting yourself going through these intersections one hand, and then on that left-hand turn going around, you start kind of wiggle it there a little bit, because it's hard enough to ride a motorcycle high speed with two hands, let alone talking on the phone with one hand. So the chances and the percentages are coming up that he's going to end up running into somebody or losing control of this motorcycle going around corners like that, and especially not keeping total control of the bike. But so far, kind of cruising right along, slowed down here a little bit, and just listening to that phone and talking to whoever. But, LAPD doing a great job here, sticking with them, and just a matter of time before this comes to an end. I'm kind of betting from prior experience and 40-plus years of law enforcement experience, it's not going to end well for him, because more likely it's going to end up with a crash.
And it's not just him running to another vehicle. There's going to be possibly an unsuspecting driver, like it could have happened right there in that intersection, actually hitting him.
Exactly. You're just going through an intersection, you have the green light, and little blue motorcycle just zips out of nowhere and right in front of you. You end up tagging him in the middle of the intersection. But my feeling here is he's going to hook a turn and end up running out of roadway and either hitting a curb or hitting the back of a car or T-boning somebody in an intersection, because he's just really keeping the speeds up here on these residential streets. And people are just going home at this time, not expecting anything like this to happen, where you got a motorcycle going along at 40, 50 miles an hour, blowing through intersections like that, but it's just a matter of time. Like I said, the percentages on these pursuits, the longer they go, the higher the percentages of something bad happening at the end. Unless he just finally gets tired, realizes I can't get away, and just, pulls over, gets up, gets off the bike, and lays on the ground. We've seen that many times with cars and people on motorcycles, where it goes so long and they finally go, that's it. But right here, kind of cutting around here, wrong side of the street, look at that. Wrong side of the street here on El Segundo, heading back to the west, cutting down, passing cars here, westbound, passing those eastbound cars. And, just a matter of somebody coming out of a driveway at this point. You see the officers not following him onto the wrong side of the street. That's all they're training, is not to do that, because it puts other drivers in harm's way. But look at El Segundo Boulevard at this time of night. It's 6 o'clock, hardly anybody on it. That's totally unusual. But coming back down, and he'll eventually end up now heading back towards the 110 freeway there. And like I said, motorcycles able just to slide right by that car. But they can see the units coming with their lights on, sirens, and then they just stop, as you see right there in the middle, and let the guy go by. And that's exactly what you should do if you're in that situation as a driver. You see something like this coming at you, just stop your vehicle and let it go by. The truck right there, all these cars, they see what's coming. They don't need to get involved. Just stop and let it go. If it's coming up behind you, let it go by you. So look at this. It's kind of showboating now.
Yeah, standing up. He's still got the cell phone there in his left hand, looking back at the cops, probably mocking them. Looks like he's talking to somebody again. And hey, listen, if you're watching us and you're talking to him, just tell this guy to pull over. He's not going to get away with this. It's going to be over, sooner rather than later. And all he's doing at this point is just stacking up the charges.
Exactly. Just lesser included charges onto whatever started this. These pursuit violations, they just kind of go into the bottom, and whatever the felony charge is that they're chastening for is the main charging thing, and then everything else with all the felonies that he was here with putting people in danger will just be added on as extenuating circumstance.
All right, now traveling on West El Segundo Boulevard in